friend we see but once a year, bringing both regret and tenderness. "13. The girl next door, down the street, on the bus, in math class, cigarettes behind the school, Pizza Hut salad bars, shoulder squeeze, at the beach, paddle ball, skeet ball, body surfing, lotion over pale limbs, spy hunter, defender, Gallagher, pool parties, BMX bikes, everything with an edge, puke green, dead carrot orange, mustard yellow walls, exploded by neon pink sleeveless tees and day glow green and orange sunglasses, braces hidden under thick lips, feathered hair, tight lead jeans, then parachute pants, baggy denim and backward baseball caps, boom boxes, heavy metal, punk rock, hip hop, lost souls floundering in middle school fish bowl, 8th grade, hairy arms, budding breasts, wandering bodies, upturned collars, uber testes versus sniffing glue at the back of the schoolyard out of used plastic sandwich baggies. Oh, Joey. Sleepovers, sneaking in or up to see the girls. Everyone looks better in the dark. Dances in the gym, holding hands, hands on hips, working their way up, lips meeting lips for first nip, then tongue tips, just the tips, tingling together, panting, almost out of breath, breathing as one, until the hairy hand of history teacher separates bodies, body growing in leaps and bounds, toes punching through dirty white rubber tip of red and blue Converse, socks busted at the heels, underwear so stained they look like shredded tablecloths, puka beads, white and turquoise, thin leather choker with the silver kiss insignia below, Adam's apple, $5 bill in my sock, a stash of comic books in every nook and cranny, 20-sided die, hickeys, horn dogs, and the dream of using a hookah after climbing the stairway to the dark side of Crazy Train. Pyromania, shining in the moonlight, over the phone number, written with a black, thick, ballpoint pen on the palm of my sweaty hand. Brother Uncertainty for Jessica Almasi and Jed Shahar. Be sure to notice uncertainty everywhere. Lurking in the corner. Under the cover of dust bunnies. Hiding in the shadows with yesterday's newspaper. Parading around in plain open sight, like a jaybird hopping from branch to sidewalk crack. The clouds peel back a layer of gray mottled skin, and the sun beams down a bright idea. What we want to begin with starts in reverse. Divorce, for instance, has made my artistic life possible. The window shivers as if in disgust, then bursts in a shower of glass. I am absurdly naked. Thankfully, for the moment, this rug isn't going anywhere. And this too is ice. The cave beneath us breathes a sticky glue, pulling us back to wherever closed doors go. Insincerity falls by the wayside. The ideas we've held back, shelved in the brain's honeyed nooks and granaries, rises out of the storage of entropy to inhabit the rooms we love best. Grab a favorite book from the shelf, to hold while contemplating night's quiet splendor, laid forth in panels featuring creatures others fear, junkie, has-been, teen, aristocrat, homeless, stranger, cop, owl, raccoon, bat, fox. How impossibly possum they peer out of a new hole in the ice crystal we keep on the dresser, dear. Instead of playing dead, each idea stands on its hind legs and whispers, who and wah, 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 what you gonna do? Postcard from the Cape. Salt marshes gather bird talk, revealing rich nuances of earth. When the tide ebbs, showing rib-like ridges, splayed to the ocean's wind, whipping through dry branches, broken in my passing. Fingertips beginning to numb, I let the dog run and run, till her paws are dark with mud. She loves to chase the wind, as much as I love to watch her scrabble over the desiccated stalks above the rocks. Across the bay, a copse of pine thrives upon the hillside. Houses, half obscured, thrust right angles into the sky. Where summer brings a crowd, cold spring blossoms, only for locals' eyes. Where I lack fortune, I follow through with love. I hear the wild turkeys in the wood and know there is no shame in leaving before summer comes. Light material. Who's to say where the light material of the soul goes? It isn't always obvious the way the rain takes one thought and replaces it with another, a plethora of others. Bodies, contrary to sci-fi narratives, are not interchangeable. I've tried time and time again. Only in the mind does a body transform instantaneously. In the mind, the mist clears. Electrons ricochet off mirrors onto magnets, caroming into our inner atmosphere, where memory has developed a life of its own, where one exists on the ground and 1,000 bodies glide into 1,000 beds, each with a different light beaming down from a different head. So I engage in these poetry strategies, techniques, groups. Philip Smiley is one of them. I don't often participate, but I've often been on the sideline admiring. We also have this other thing called this postcard project that Aaron Anstead and some others started. There's a list of poets. Everyone writes this postcard to the three above them. You get a postcard and you write another one back. It can be quite difficult to write on the spot. That's the kind of rule. You have to write it like right on the card. So this is one I got. It says, "Dear unknown poet, I write with regrets to my falling down on the job as Rome burns, as if each day a poem hasn't given me breath to wake and speak, as if political terror lasts longer than a well-spoken story, as if evil outlives a cockroach on a postcard." And that's from C.D.G. Murphy, out in Colorado. And I wrote back, leaning in, "Dear friend, you and I who are not yet dead. If these words be read after that fact, then dreams possess a fire we rarely glimpse awake. From the bridge of my echo, I see the solid center of being, And know beating within is a door that'll take me anywhere. It's true. I'm pickier than an old harp. Not just anyone can ply me or strike my music in any place. Surprise the sun, and you may just be the night. Dear friend, let's meet again soon. I hear the spines of certain old books crackle at first touch, like doors annealed by winter sun. And this is for Alice, begging. In cold springs, far reaches, cold rain comes. For heaven's sake, the trees and flowers are taking care. In just 3 minutes, my feelings hurl from morning-possessed pablum to calm and clear-eyed post-loved lover. Raindrops do make some of the best of nature's music, and sparrows, crickets, wind through new leaves. How vain and drawn and sad I might be if not for these nights when I leave the comfort of the beehive and head for the small grove of trees springing forth from the back of bookstore, where we meet with others of our kind to gather in group and listen to inner workings of another's mind. Last night, we gave our prayers to Alice, her family, and her sons we know and love. And the rain kept up its slow and steady song all night long. And we four souls stayed and laughed till all the jets had gone. Thank you.
Woo!
Woo! Thank you, Jesha.
Thank you, Jeffrey Joe. Beautiful, beautiful set. So I'm just going to read another fragment from Mysteries of Small Houses. And then I'll read, and then Sal, followed by Matt, Ashley, and Marin. Yeah, great. And deeper still, who's afraid? Is it I? Below who's afraid's the one who isn't, the ghost from the future. I almost believe I will prevail when I'm asleep and the future haunts this house. Lenotley. 1. All instructions on how to mourn her passing exist in her work. A lucky condition born of the disciplined work love she creates through mourning and celebrating so many beloveds in their passages, through her passages. He spoke as the tears broke from under his seeing toenails, spilling all over the wood parquet floor of Midtown Bardo, between throes and receptions of light and shadow chiaroscuro hallows. Wood, sand, floor, dunes. Needles, California. The desert itself swoons. Lenotley, 2. Notley, November 3rd, 2021, The Poetry Project. Everyone has a mask on, my God. I think I still know who you all are. My friends. My hands are shaking, and I'm not even a Berrigan. 3. The Scissorical. Eros and Thanatos, Variations Terrace. Dear Alice, putting your books together all on my shelf now makes me nausea. Not Nausicaa. I want to be Nausicaa. This is all part of the art of transformation, my friend. Nausea is the start of the ayahuasca aria you've never been sung through by that particular vine juice, jungle vine juice, but too many vines have been singing through you lately. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, yes, kanzeon namubutsu, crossing over, suitor, red thread, scissorless. A scissoring, yes. Did you ever scissor, Philip? Yes. I don't know. What a question. What a quest. To scissor with whom? When you have male genitalia. Males can scissor with males, or rub at least. Who says scissoring anymore? The scissorical. On its front door, on its front landlocked door, damn it, here we are. Oars, canoe ears, gore of May 20th. The day after your passing, La Notley, anti-fascist force, like La Dietrich, but now alive in us, owl. Alive in us, owl. You Facebook grief competitors, competitoricals, but now alive in us, owl. Alive in us, owl. La Notley anti-fascist force, blasting up from Paris, to live inside all of us, now, here, and ever, transformation weather, transformation feathers owl, with the sound dampener feathers on the wings, alive in all of us, sound sings, and Scorpio stings, in its owl body swing, owless, we. La Notley 4. You must not stack all Alice books you have together, as this causes nausea. Now see. Now see, now house. Now house is a way you can be inside of what you see out of now house. This is called Lack Nausea by Sears. This moment offers you Lack Nausea. Take it. Thank you. Kanzeon, Kansas. Kanzeon Namubutsu. Jordan, why can't it be on repeat? Because this is not a CD, a compact disc in your spinal discs slid in. How would you play it? Now, would you play it, please, Kanzeon? Can Kanzeon play it? Kanzeon sees the cries of the world. Who says it? See so intensity you see through your ears, see through your toenail eyes. City of seers, seared and semblances of themselves, and lancing themselves back into self, this skin bag self, self's up. Surf's up, self-serve cup. Self-serve in a cup is a cup of self-serve for Alice. Can drink salt water now and not get dehydrated when you become the sea. La Notley 5. Don't put the ellipses on top before you write it just the way you write it. No frame, drop down from no frame, edge into it now. Ellipsis Notley, ellipse Notley, Pepsi Notley, knotted sleeves, unknotted, unraveling. Traffic is a sleeve traffic. A traffic of sleeves leaving pastry behind on your kneecaps. A traffic of sleeves leaving pastry behind on your knee tops of lap. How messy with that? How messy are you with that? Very messy now, and missing Alice and was nauseous from it, and now can stop and rap with her and feel her speaking through me and imagine it, and it is the it. It feels like the same thing, reason and other women's syntax. Rippling through me the spirit of Alice, warming me in green aurora borealis waves, greenish greeny flower, asphodel. She cried too and retyped. Woodland flower, Alice the wizard, night rites of spring, Alice, standing up at the podium of the project, and Alice swing, Alice singing that nasty blues song she herself made up to bandage us up from the pandemic wound strut. Shut up, I will not. I am here to mourn my friend, my teacher, everybody's teacher. the new mother of us all after Gertrude Stein also, and now Alice Notley here joining Abraham Lincoln. She belongs to the ages now. Who said it? Who cares? Some man with a powder wig like this one now. The tyrant. Hangmen also die. As Bert Brecht Strutt says. What do you say? What do you Strutt say today, Philip? Go out and find out. Go out, walk with Gabriella around the Angel Bethesda fountain soon. It's sun o'clock, and you have to get out. It's sun 57 p.m. Catch up. Quick download Grave of Light. Quick download Reason and Other Women PDF off the pirate site before it gets taken down. What's the urgency? Why would it be taken down? There's a run on Alice books, on 8 books, on Amazon. Quick, get them. All the only way to grieve is to mourn online and compete in the Grief Olympics. The Shattered Collective, Alter, Memoir Bits. Jonen, Kanzeon, Nen, thought moment by thought moment is the mind. Nen is not mind. Nen is mind. Is that even how it goes? Don't fuck up the Buddhist liturgy, Philip. It's amazing how quickly you snap back to Philip when a teacher's death amazes you, even though it is not sudden at all. Are you not Bathtub Nebula anymore? Of course I am Bathtub Nebula, aren't you? No, not at all. I am Philip Bathtub Nebula Marinovich, thank God, or Alice, thank Alice Notley, L.A. Libby Alice Notley. Limbering up owl spirit takes center stage to haunt the entrails of our state. No need to read the entrails. Let the entrails raid us from the air and tell their own future. I don't need future now. Who are you to tell me I need future? The future will read the future. I need now. And Here House. Here House is an owl we call on, and here we are now owl. The fuck of negativity. La baiser de la négativité. The kiss of negativity. The embrace of negativity. When the negative embraces you, when the shadow embraces you, when you channeling Alice in Chanel No. 5 perfume cloud. Yeah, get randy. You're not allowed to get randy. You're just here, a secretary. Get underneath that book heel, that boot heel, that high heel. Nen, foodie, she, that character Shin, John explains, is the heart-mind suture for crossing over to the other shore where we always already are now. Nowl, owls, winged nowls, owless nowls, now. Breathing out. Owl feathers breathing in light, a rave of light. The light raves through our frames, bent and queered and beyond and in and through taint of the smudge, stain of gasoline, rag, vermin, gasoline. Yet here you, we, thee, they, purified in the, oh, you dirty socket, spit on it and lock it. Thanatos and arrows teach in quick alternation. Here we are to fashion a brief afternoon Central Park walking vacation with Gabriella at the Angel Bethesda fountain, where I'm taking off to now on owless wings of I don't know how, and sings now. Now download Alma, download the PDF before they take it away to death. The one with the white owl on the cover and the blood letters, Alice is with us, Alice is with us, it hurts to let her go, so she swings back around, in, out, throughout us, the community. The cement community of cement mixers. She was a real eagle in and liberates us. Isn't that harsh? Yeah, I'll probably cut it, but just now it feels so right to say exactly what one thinks, parisiastically. Just like Alice taught me to, in the land of appropriate asshole stew. To speak truth to power without fearing appraisals or reprisals, or whatever the word is, the owl takes out her sword. Sometimes you go through a sword period. Sword is how my lesson plan goes. He spoke, and howls, which you all know from your readings in Elizabethan literature. Imaginary speeches for a brazen head, lifted by Philip Whalen. From what Elizabethan play is it the scholar's head is lifted? Stolen owls, a stolen million owls, hauling owl ass over the green gray bleached golf course lockdown, Connecticut hilltop dusk, the owl breaking through the funnel scowled dusk, goes out, cuts the sky in half, and brings you here to now. Wow, shaft that. What made me makes me nauseous. What makes me nauseous in it, the alchemical change vehicle velocity of it is what makes me, washes me throughout it. This is the voice of Dr. Faustus Lights the Lights, Opera Stein, Gertrude Time, Dog, and Anna Maria, Livia, Anna, a la Plurabelle. That's Joyce, Joy, Margarita, Ida, and Helena, Annabelle. That's Stein Time, Cubist in the playing, it of planes, when you plane it planes in a cubist way. Piles of the angles and goes the widest range of Paris grays. Gray array of Paris with those chimneys on top of this instant. Bell, 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 Kanzeon, Namu, Butsu, passages now without curfew. Sounds like an advertisement. Why don't you forget about how people will receive these passages? Who cares? Fuck it. If you aren't doing it to save yourself, it won't save anyone else, and why else do it? Do you really think you can save myself, only not others? But if I save myself, I can possibly save others. You can't even save yourself. These are the products of comparing mind you make. And the chorus raves, thank you, the dog is the dog. What one who doesn't know you? The dog does not know you. So you have to dive into that dark oblivion death and find out who you are, dogless, and make yourself there from the pieces of chorus, or us, the fates, the humanities, the kindly ones, the amenities, as you call them, and your not funny punnery. Is punishing myself doing it? Punishing yourself is doing it for now. Now go out into the sun before everyone comes into your room and plows you down into corn crop, ground with speed the plow, and their swords turn into plowshares of air, plowshares of shaped shadow silhouette air, of scissors, of scissorical, cutting you to pieces, so you can glue yourself together with baiser, baiser, bisou, glue, horse tethers, horse feathers, and owl target bisou glue, and owl kisses you with her beak, and now you know Athena speak, Parthenon, parthenogenesis, Parisia, headborn, born from head, born from giving head, getting head, born from it, giving, getting, begetting, born from that. Form is scat, singing the emptiness that is that form. No SS can take us, no US can take us, no USSR reformed can take us. We are one and strong in defiance, feathers, owl form. You really don't know the first thing, right? I am before that first thing. I am before I, and I were born. I am the original face before your creamed tents were born. I'm the original face before your sperm tents were gore, and goring, and garing. I'm your original. I'm the original. We're the werewolf original face. Before our pup tents were born to hike with us up the blue cliff and discover us and find us a chorus, ready to sing what remains in the REM paint between our brains and the next faint. Stop imitating you and do it myself. What's to be done is this shelf on the right. I can't get up from this desk until I'm midday bright. Kanzeon, kanzeon. Kanzeon, yo butsu en jonen kanzeon, bonen kanzeon. I always thought that was bonen kanzeon, as if one could. As if one could ever do anything but that. In this brief stay between rafts, one is the raft. Teach what you can. Go meet Gabriella at the Angel Bethesda bath fountain. Spring at that lily pad sun hat photosynthesis raft. Yes, yes, as Jack says, Neil says at that. Seas are here inside the raft. Inflatable skin, you are that. I want a continuity through interruptions. How owly snow owl. Waltz and barley. But no more beer for me, but the sunlight now windowing. No more widows and widowers now. The owlights move through the Moscow, New York, Hudson, East River, Neva now. Or the Neva, as you say it. Never, 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 never. The never owl comes. The scissorical snips away your doldrums. Free to fly now, air shafts light. Little brass dragon by the lapis paperweight blue, placed in front of the stage right speaker, my left speaker to make a blessing of the sound blowing through, blowing out twin candlewick speakers now, tapers of cloud, blowing out twin candlewick speakers now, tapers of cloud, tapers of cloud, tapers of cloud. Thank you.
Woo!
All right, now I'm very happy to present a terrific poet and friend of mine, Sal. But first, I'm going to read one more fragment of Alice over here, and then we're going to have Sal come up and read to us. You, I remember you then. Please welcome Sal Randolph.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I thought I'd actually yield a little bit of my time to Alice herself and read the last poem from this new book of hers, newish book of hers, just to have her in the room with us a little more, although she's much conjured already. This poem is called "These Are the Clothes of Night Woman." You will always have light limbs, even old, and you can, as if, fly. These are their materials, she said, handing them to me, but was a younger woman and didn't care. When my mother was dying and couldn't really walk and ate like a bird or insect, I tried to feed her canned salmon cakes, bits of pasta, the house a nest for 60 years. No, I'm what woman? Walking behind a dark mountain on streets. I'm frightening mountain at night woman. My garment is a thin weave of granite. And before I was born alive, aged, all ages, in the big green room, I foresee this time of recreation. My arms are all around you, all you and I, as if flying, extend myself past night into neither day nor night. These are the clothes of that one. They fed on bits of manna and wore or were gossamer, like moths. They were their clothes. I've forgotten to have any dreams again. I am enlarging as all that silliness dries up and falls off my surface. Oh, what you do to me. You have conspiracies against me in the official myths, but I'm so far beyond outrageous fortune that I remember not even being born. I'm going home, my mother said. But first, she spoke of Pentecost, when everyone was understood in their language, and my garment is of those words, the old language that alloweth me to move and fly, or still run in the park as if flowing, to expand though, holding you, not dreaming, interknit or woven. And I found my parents I'd already known to be born in the myth of the alley or everywhere. The life would be sacred, almost an emblem, and bleeding so the colors wouldn't stay. I saw that the materials of the universe were unstable, not factual, and were inside thee or my soul. The purpose of the senses would be growth through them. You can see that we, a chaos, cohere no matter what we do, if we redefine matter, and I will see you and see you again, holding in the borderless way, and becoming involved in mind. No, I'm in the green room with the clicking board announcing the words of my poems that can change up the instant, like at the train station. This word came up inexact, or the famous changing woman, foreseen, and I'm omniscient. I mean, it's my time in here. I'm in control of the old language. What I am, it's always my time. Definitely Alice's time. So I'm going to read a couple of pieces that I wrote in this company of beautiful friends. many of whom are here, some people who are new to me. Hello, I'm Sal. This one is called Nothing is Hidden. These are all kind of rants. I'm in a ranty state. So prepare yourself for some ranting. Some howling, maybe. Nothing is hidden. Am I a pen or a phone or a laptop or a keyboard or a gun or a knife or a flower or a protest sign? Am I a t-shirt with a slogan or a hat or a tattoo or a way of wearing the hair? My form is a form of speech. My body is telling you something, telling, yelling. The floor is speaking its social class, and the music stand is speaking its aspirations, and the chandelier is speaking of the past and the future, of the revelation of the light bulb. What I mean is that I am a pen and a mouth and a hand and a key and a laptop. No, what I mean is that there is nothing in this world that can keep itself from speaking. Cover your ears by covering your eyes, but even so, the couch under you is redly singing. When you see me, you see the nation, and I am singing the sorrow of the nation, and it is visible upon me. The sorrow of the nation is in my hair. It is black as my garments. What I am saying is that I am a pen and a mouth, and a newspaper and a spectacle. What I am saying is that as I pass on the street, I am shouting and singing. I am myself and a sign. I am a word and the voice of the word. No word can ever obey, and I am that which steps on the stage where the boards creak and the curtains lift. I declaim, I claim. Look upon me and see everything you are and are not. I am not a poem. I am not a play. I am not a slogan or a chant or a prayer. There is no such thing as a riddle or a code. What I am saying is that nothing is hidden. Nothing was ever hidden. That there is no such thing as hiding. If nothing is hidden, I cannot be hidden. My hair is snakes, and my mouth is fire, and my breath breathes everything in. The nation trembles as my stride quakes the earth. The billionaires are under my toes, and I pity them. The rapists are eating their own names. The liars and the trolls are mulched in the garden of plenty. The greedy are eaten and reside forever in my belly. Make me an instrument of your peace. Make me an instrument of your overwhelming joy. Make me your freedom and your justice. I wear a necklace of skulls, and each one is wailing. My 108 heads are exploding. My teats are wolf's dugs. My sorrow turns the earth to winter. My hell is a fury, and you shall not want. You shall not want. My love is a fury and a conflagration from sea to sea, from river to sea, across thy plains, across thy flyovers, and with me comes the terrible rain.
Woo!
This one is called The Song of the Rat. Oh. A rat which I love. Imagine this. I am riding backwards. Backwards, I am being ridden. I am being rid of it, the wrath and wrath of reminders. I am rid wryly of the usual wandering, because here I arrive. As you can see, I arrive playful and sad, and the fear has been upon my brow. Verily, verily I saw the rat in the road, and he was newly dead. And in the suddenness of his passing there was much life in him. His ears were translucent in the light. His whiskers were white. His eyes were open, and they met mine blackly. His entrails had left his body, arrayed redly on the black tarmac among the yellow leaves. Thus we are fallen. The folds of his body were tender. His fur shone. Now, later, his rat-soul ghost is on my shoulder and is satisfied to be writing. Rat of many lives, rat of the New York school, rat of 21st Street at the corner of 9th. This rat was a great poet of his kind, or, may I correct myself a little too late, of her kind. Ratty and tattered, rattled, ratified. I fear what was voted and what will be certified, but the rat fears not even her own death. She was canny and then crushed, but she has already risen, almost instantly, into the new life. For she is the life in rack and ruin. She is the unconquerable, the undefeated. She is the bite and the eating. She is the breeding and the excess. Imagine that I am rat-ridden and that we are falling backwards through a darkness that the rat in me does not fear. For the rat is never just one body. The rat is a multitude and a swarm. For myself, I own not one word of the language I speak. My language is a swarm of ghosts squeaking and howling. The rat speaks, and in her diction can be no dictator. And forsooth, I will learn to take down her words and keep them close. Her words that she will not take back. And I'm just going to read one more. This is a kind of conversation with the poet Rilke. It's called Trans Rilke. Who, if I cried out the door, out onto the street, out of the confines of this skin, who, if I wept, would hear? What beauty would hear me? What beauty I have known would know me? What beauty would press me suddenly against their chest? And would it be breasty? Would I feel nipples? Would I feel pecs? Would I feel scars? Would those scars consume me? Would the scars of the transforming beauty know me or destroy? Would the scars be crying out like mouths? Would the scars remember their own beauty? Would the beauty scream me back into life? Would I endure the scream, and would the scream endure itself? Or would we explode outward into, I am stuttering here, mouth moving, beyond language, standing in the street. I want to say naked, but standing barefoot, standing with my head thrown back to the always sky. And in dreaming it is night, but only one or two stars make it through of that annihilating excess of stars. Everything unseeable, irradiating the ordinary city street, the dog-strewn sidewalk. And in dreaming, I lie down there, and I remember some hillside, or more likely some stretch of water, while my ears fill with car sound and water sound. And I let that hysterical overabundance of longing, no, of beauty, make me sick with itself. But I've asked for this. Make me sick. Make me sick with you. Make me sick of you. Otherwise, I am just one of the dead. And it has been like this for some time. And I made it like this. I made it barren. I made it numb. I made it known. I made it well. Well made. Well made wellness without the well. Walking the streets looking for the river. I know it's there somewhere. Muttering out loud. Singing out loud on the streets. Looking and finding just that sliver of edited water between pilings and parks. That slice of sky between buildings. All of this is known to you, but I refuse to turn my head at the sound of a name rhyming with mine. I refuse, yes, among the refuse, the disgust and discard, the infinite pollutants, the plastic, the garbage bags broken open again, the lovely and abundant garbage from whom I could live if I didn't always turn away. It's the garbage and dirt and dried urine that could help and comfort, that could ease, that is you, and you tell me now not to cry.
Woo! I'll go first and then.
Okay.
Yeah. You want me to play with you? Yeah.
I need the light.
Yes. Thank you, Sal. Terrific. Wow. Awesome. Whoa! We're lifting off, retaining the higher air. We're going up into the tropopause. Next we have a terrific poet and the MC of Easy Paradise Monday nights at KGB. I'm talking about Matt Proctor. Matt Proctor. And now first this fragment over here. What one will happen now? Go in and out the window. In the great American poem, Anything, can't you not be an American? Matt Proctor.
going to try to not be as American as possible, as that quote said. I'm going to do some free association, kind of free speech, and some free sound, and I'm going to just kind of talk it out loud and think it out loud like Ed Sheeran. He stole that song title from me in 2017. I could never get there before him. And I never met Alice Notley, but I love her poetry, obviously. And I was the bartender at the Alice Notley speech at the Allen Ginsberg Symposium in 2018 at the Poetry Project. So I was serving people wine, white wine, red wine. You're not like a full bartender there. You have like just kind of the basics. There's no mixed drinks. There's no Kahlua. I had some black Russians last night. I wanted a white Russian, but nobody has milk in a bar because it spoils, and that's bad for business. And we've been watching, Ashley was on Club Wonder. I was just going to read Ashley's press release because they're incredible. Poets and Writers magazine said she's raw but a genius, and I agree. I agree with Poets and Writers magazine. I can't wait to see what the New Yorker has to say. What does Dan Kaisong have to say? What does Adam Kirsch have to say? He's going to write about it in his essays with Robert Lau and all of the dead white people that the college has sold to us, with the student loan debt, at 18% APR. I signed up for a private credit card on my first day of orientation, and I went to the graduation, and I ate for free at the banquet. And I worked for Columbia University, CJEB. You remember me, CJEB? I remember you. I learned everything I know about rich people and business. I got my MBA from Columbia Business School of Doing Business, and now I'm taking care of fucking business, selling people alcohol, by entertaining them with poetry. We're making money off of poetry. This is my new chapbook right here. I just printed this out. This is my trip to San Francisco. I talked about the Pope. I talked about the Pope with Eileen Miles. You sort of like the Pope if you don't believe in God. Or if you do, if you also believe it, if you actually believe in God, not like those satanic Catholic, but the Pope seems cool, I guess. I don't know, who gives a who cares about, they're the largest landowner in the world. Did you know that? The Catholic Church. I saw this mafia guy on TikTok talking about how the Catholic Church is the most powerful entity in the world because they own so much land, and it's tax-free. Not like poetry. There's sales tax on Ashley's book, everybody. And Pablo Picasso never got called an asshole, okay? I was sitting in the bar last night drinking my black Russians, and this man next to me, it was revealed, was the child star of the John Cassavetes movie, Gloria. This fucking guy sitting next to me at the bar. And he said Cassavetes did handsprings and cartwheels to make him laugh. That was how he directed him, by doing cartwheels, because he was a child at the time. Remember we watched that movie, Ashley? You remember?
Wait, you had Black Russians last night without me?
Well, it's my Saturday night, Ashley. It's Monday. I have to drink. I'm selling people alcohol. It would look disingenuous if I wasn't also poisoning myself with Kahlua and Coke and Captain and Coke. And my friend John Ryan was in the Navy drinking doubles and quadruples of Captain and Coke.
But what about when we partied?
We also party. We had, Ashley likes espresso martinis and watermelon martinis. The other day, We watched every Happy Madison movie, everybody. We have seen every goddamn Happy Madison movie. Drinking kombucha, yeah. Vodka kombucha. This is a collaboration, by the way, everybody. This is crowd work.
But we were drinking together last night.
I've been watching Jay Leno Tonight Show reruns on YouTube. Entire episodes. And yeah, they're terrible. They're just as bad as I remember when I was in 7th grade and I hated Jay Leno. I've always hated Jay Leno. And every generation gives a new reason to hate Jay Leno. Where he fucks some other seminal. I don't watch Jay Leno's Garage, okay? I watch Club Random. And Ashley is gonna be in Club Random. She was on Club Wonder, which is like the local.
But I wasn't drinking Black Russians with you.
You were drinking Black Rock. You were drunk driving and other things, which is fine. That's what you should be doing with your life right now.
No, but we were.
You weren't drunk driving. There was a guy who was drunk driving. But that's okay. That's real life, okay? I'm from Ohio. There's a lot of drunk driving because there's no mass transit. And so it's a breathalyzer. My brother got a DOMBI. And it's like a system out there where they steal your money to give it to the cops. And I love the nature here and the backyard of unnameable books, and it meshes with the poetry and God and the spirit and all of the truth on St. Mark's Place and Prospect Park and sitting in the dark playing young Ethels on the publicity tour, selling our books, getting Venmo transactions, getting it in the bank, getting all of the money from poetry. That's what it's all about. The MFA industry is coming to get you and turn your poetry into something Alex Dimitrov can write about in Oprah magazine. I'm a hater. I know too much about literature, okay? Or the business side of things, because it's all cloud and it's all a ladder that people are trying to get their place, and it's a pecking order, I guess. But the Who broke up too. I mean, it's good. He's blind and deaf. He's turned into the Tommy character. And I used to listen to that when I was in school. I loved, exactly. In Ohio, all we have is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and classic rock stations. And you can hear like 80% of the David Lee Roth, Van Halen songs all day long. In any car you get into, you just turn on the radio, and there's Panama. And Joe Walsh is from Ohio, and he's probably the greatest achievement of Ohio, I would say. I mean, life's been good. I was watching this video of Joe Walsh playing the riff from Life in the Fast Lane. This is my Geddy Lee 2112 poetry, okay? I'm coming to the end of my prog rock epic. This is a 16-minute long song about John Galt, and it's a spoken word piece for world peace. And sometimes the magic works and sometimes it doesn't, okay? That is the lesson tonight. We're doing 2 nights. This is the Glim Festival in the backyard here, everybody. We are back tomorrow night, rocking this arena of literature and bringing home the bacon, everybody. Getting Ticketmaster fees, getting t-shirt sales. Merchandising is the key to success as an artist. I read The Artist's Way. I saw City Company with Anne Bogart when I was in college, and Viewpoints is an essential part of my practice. I was thinking I was probably going to be able to play more bass, but it's hard to talk and play bass at the same time when you're just pulling it out of your ass. But thank you for indulging me. This has been an experiment for me. I wanted to do this for a long time. I will leave you with this. I met these guys on a bench in Central Park. They wanted to interview me for their social media content. And the guy was talking about how he's a free speech absolutist. And there's so much bullshit out there with the free speech. You don't know which way is up. And I guess I guess if I an absolute, not if that guy is. If he's an absolutist, I don't want to be one. But I don't like what Elon has done to fucking Twitter. That was my entire writing career was on Twitter. I had very high level followers who. It's like being trapped in a small crate with all of your favorite writers, and you're just commenting on the nightmare of our dystopian fascist descent into. They want to kill us all, okay? They're canceling Medicaid, they're canceling SNAP, they're taking over Greenland, their missiles are falling from the sky, and you and I are here right now in the blossom of Brooklyn, smelling the ocean. Breeze. Just pay attention to whales. They don't have social media. They don't have Wi-Fi. Smoke them if you got them, everybody, and don't worry about it. Just fucking keep channeling. I'm channeling. I'm trying to tap into source. God damn it, it's not easy. And that's the end.
But I want to have a fun time with you. How come we don't drink ever?
We can drink.
What?
We can drink.
Can you drink?
Okay.
Well, you didn't get that drunk.
Thank you, Matt. That was beautiful improvisation.
With you.
Improvisation. Yes.
We will. We will.
And now we're going to continue. We have two more poets for you here tonight. Thank you for sticking around. And we're going to keep going with Ashley Escobar. Ashley's debut poetry book, Glib, is out, and we are celebrating it here tonight. One fragment from Alice from Mysteries of Small Houses. The common ground, ask anyone you know, knows you better than you know yourself. Please welcome Ashley Escobar.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Philip, for having me and for everyone who read before me.
Maybe just go ahead.
Hi, sorry. I'm gonna read a few poems from my book, Glib, and then some new poems. This one is called Self-Portrait on Rue Bernard. Sunday best at the Dollarama. I traced my footsteps based on the feather boas I see. I started having linear dreams in Montreal. I only know the word Quebecois from the person who punched me on the shoulder in the shared parking lot of the Dollar Tree and the local cinema back in Bennington, Vermont. I booked a ticket knowing my death would come in cherry dum-dum wrappers and high gas prices. I use an Ampleman umbrella to stay dry. It's borrowed. The faux brownstones watch my leather coat and leather docks. I enter the toy shop in hopes of relieving anxiety. The man at the counter claims he's all out of duckies. I want Luckies, but I lost 2 cigarette packs in a month, so I quit. Would you like a dolphin instead? A set of twins cross the street in gray school uniforms. One is taller than the other. One's socks are shorter. I don't buy anything but a mental breakdown in aisle 2, in between a finger puppet and a pregnancy test. I watch the cars in between the toy shop and the Dollarama. They take their time. I want a heavy bus to hurry past. This one is called July in past tense. I caught every day separately with a different butterfly net. I woke up to the trees trembling outside my window. I listened to Imprint by Fell on repeat, staring at my ceiling in bed. The light movement reminded me of something angelic I had once seen on shrooms. Sun rays like halos. I picked up my phone for only an hour or 2 each day. I floated to and from the market to buy one thing at a time. First cherries, then a pint of whatever ice cream was on sale, or Spanish olive oil, whatever caught my eye. I got jealous of people making memes about the open mic when I was using my hands to write a play about it. A laborious process worth so much more than a quick laugh. I let it go. At least they shared their art on stage. I started writing a series of sonnets labeled Potato of the Earth because I misspoke. Paris and I had grown estranged. The clouds were as colossal as I liked them. When gloom entered my poetry nook, it reminded me of any apartment corner in San Francisco. I almost heard the Muni bus whirring up the hill, or teenage skateboarders rolling by. I missed the fog. I befriended sailors in Prospect Heights over pina coladas. I listened to poetry in courtyards. A flock of birds always created a chorus. I thought of my book as a set list but wanted to improvise. I was running out of happy hours, but I would rather stay inside, except when I'm drinking Black Russians with Matt. I dreamt of pools and only speaking to someone on long train rides. I was careful of who I shared my portable picnic with. I hit a lick sometimes. I was bad at the saw, but it takes getting used to. I was a dog walker, but I didn't have a leash. I took new trains and got off randomly when I needed to Uribe. I made myself espresso in a little mocha pot and variations on scrambled eggs. I was creating an orchestra every morning out of chives, green onions, and shredded cheese. I stored cereal for the less ambitious days, or the days I need more of a crunch. I stopped wearing a heart on my cheek. I only wore dresses or long flowy skirts. I was covered in mosquito bites. I let the lightning bugs go and watched the cat nap every afternoon. I intertwined my body with yours when we found a moment alone. This brick facade is our arcade. I'm gonna read some new poems. 3/12/25. I'm sorry if I stopped writing so beautifully. Your hand no longer in mine. Boyfriend doom scrolling through the Ron Padgett reading. No afters, only train. 3/13/25. Everything is tentative even when penciled in with pen. Learned a banana has 100 calories. I changed my mind. Art is full of citations. I'll try to go to everything before my mouth decays. Nothing but poetry in a waiting room with dead branches hanging outside. 4/17/25. People like me are getting noticed on LinkedIn. I store my belongings in a koi fish pond. I drive my car into the ocean, if only I knew how to. Varsity. I fought in a suburban war when I was 9. Now I trapeze out of Penn Station in an oversized tennis sweater. Listening to Now. Music is the sole unifier of all the identities sprawling within me. I hope I don't get run over by a self-driving car while wearing high heels for going to heaven. Jack Michelin Place, and this is dedicated to Matt. The lines aren't long enough on a phone, and I don't know what to offer but my youth. Suffering from emotional jet lag, you've got a home in me, covered in blanket like a sandwich, scraping my nails on Barnes & Noble Wi-Fi just to eat Dubai chocolate out of a trash can. Back at Vesuvio, like when did my life ever begin? Having the extra dry martini I craved since I was 15. Now I wish there were more hours in the day. I haven't suffered from instant nostalgia in so long. It's been pedal storms since I've stepped out I've stepped out of myself to look at the life we've shared. 2 years and now it's almost summer again. That's why I love San Francisco year-round fog. And can't we just stand here forever on Jack Michelin Place? And this one is called Foxgloves. It's dedicated to Alice Notley. 5/20/25. I thought of Alice all night and woke up from a new yet familiar dream in a blooming field with a stranger I met who reads pulp crime like it's TV. Shared summer school pages from the glossies, go-go boots around my neck. I just want to be your friend. Dance at the right dances, love at all the right times. Take the train back when the clock is behind and all the buses ride against the waves. Place my grin on yours. Night moves Paris. Oh, you beautiful human girl. Why'd you have to go out and die? Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ashley, and congratulations. And now for our final poet for tonight, Maren Schiffer. But first, 1970, I want to put it in code. Can't find one. This light has no gloss. It's a shabby wall. After a few weeks together on the West Coast and a temporary parting to separate states, practicalities, please welcome Maren Schiffer.
Okay. I haven't even stapled it yet. Good job, yes.
And we'll drink together.
I love the Jack Michelin.
And we'll drink together.
Okay.
Hi.
What?
I am really, really happy to be here. Paulina woke up at 6 a.m. in North Carolina to drive back with me today. Or started driving around then. And we were in Black Mountain for about 10 days with Sophie, who's here too. And the cicadas hatched this year after 17 years. And Alice Notley would have loved them. We wrote a lot of poems and made a lot of art about them. So I wanted to play a little recording of them and also a bird kind of singing with them. Many Sundays I am at Motley with Philip and Sal and many others here. And Sal, is your imprint called Dispersed Bullion? Yeah. Okay. So I was writing in this notebook yesterday and I wanted to read a little bit of it, reflecting on time in Black Mountain. It sells imprint called Dispersed Holdings. I think so. On the previous page, I wrote and underlined dispersed dependence, being held in a dispersed, distributed way. Blanketed, softened, pillowed due to distributive weight in the support. I'm taking that concept, holding it in me as a precious item to maintain a tracking of, keeping and holding my eye on. I'm thinking of the crow and it lasts forever and then it's over, which Dylan and I discussed back when we were talking. The crow that's held within the chest, decaying. My nail is growing back in a fucked up way, a mound or hill over the mysterious alchemy below, an infection that the body is working with and around or against, or splintered bone that needs extra room. The finger needing space via swelling to learn to accept and reorder around this new, slightly fragmented arrangement. The word curation is becoming very used, very popular, very expansive. People like to say this in conversation. They feel that using the word for its accuracy also requires a confession of embarrassment due to linguistic trend following. And with that, also a modest excavation of what to curate used to and now means. My dad was a curator for a while. My mother used to curate their friend groups, and her approach was maximalist. Maintain and follow the novel bursts of expansion. How to expand within a soap bubble or a dollhouse world, not to think. I started writing something, which is confusing because now I just free write again. Will I lose it forever, that path or trail? I noticed that the artist who conceptualizes and illustrates and imprints tattoos for other people said repeatedly, I only make finished work, or have been making mostly finished work for others. And is wanting to draw just to draw without an endpoint in mind. This has been an Alice Notley year for me, and have certainly needed to learn from the descent of Olette over and over, and have thought that I could get away with little shortcuts of not descending completely, and was wrong. So I just wanted to read a little bit from that book that is so important to so many of us. Presently, we neared a pale beach, narrow, with trees behind it, thick and blue-black, and lights, many lights, deep inside the wooded land. I touched bottom and walked ashore. Then I saw a final entity, airy image, pass out of my body, from my forehead, a small shape, perhaps brain-shaped, that seemed to contain in miniature the cave network where I had been. I saw the rooms, the caverns, streaked with color, dotted with lights, but all tiny, as in a honeycomb. The image receded, gently floated away on the wind, like a flower, a hibiscus, all reds and darks, and yellow, low, or like a lantern, paper lantern, then was gone. The others, other swimmers, had not walked ashore with me. I turned to find them. I thought they must be still floating in the water, but they had vanished. I was alone, myself and alone, yet emptied of much it seemed. I felt unburdened and even buoyant. wasn't going to read this, but Sal and I wrote a poem about rats on the same day in the same room. I believe without rats having been discussed beforehand. And I figured we may not have another chance to read about the rats at the same time in the same place again. So this is called Rats, a General Parable or Avoidance. In the shadows of tonight, in the shadows of tonight, like tonight or every night, it is always the rats, sir, yes. Is it a rat or is it a leaf broke dry from the tree? But the leaf smells of exhaustion, delicious come to rest. The rat smells of a buzzing so easily misplaced. It is always the rats, sir, yes. They would like to see you now. In stories, the rats are dictators, the dictators are rats. Their furred capes all blood-like red, teeth sharpened under crown. Await the taste of the kill, oh mine. A monarchy and not the movements underfoot, which lick and bite like weeds. The rats will overtake us someday. Do they have what they need? They are smart, yes. They have gotten many things by being rats and by trying to get things alone and together in numbers. Little rat, fat rat, neutral rat, is there a bliss of needs met? From the bar courtyard, we retreated back to the bar. The rats were very close to our feet. I kept gasping. There is a shoving of rat into parabled blocks. The witness's act is quite disgusting and hard to stay with. Unbearable being a toy on a track, a little toy duck in a little green car on a track to nowhere doom in circles. The rat's tail coiled around my finger, its scales in admission, a pact. Secret rat girl snake curl to die for. I, rat, touched the plate with cake, but did not touch the plate with myself. Just a rat trying to disguise a nothingness of loving in a human world. When my tire was so flat, I crept along with holding breath, the gas station 0.3 miles. The rats in the hillside mounded murmurations, small-scale scene in drawn film without words. Hissed with fear and hatred, I fill my eyes on moving mound. I have nothing to offer. I give the attendant my email on a paper. Maybe institution equals more customers here? Fruit Loops, Paulina said. The most delicious for the rats. They look like poison though too. Be safe. At the end of the road is a rat. At the end of the rat is a tail. At the end of the tail, a final scale. The road does not end at the rat. The rat marks wholly the dirt scratched up. One rat is a sign, many rats a reflection. The rat's eyes were hard to look at. The rat veered toward, then away, did not look to know me too long. I'm gonna read a couple of poems that I wrote in Motley. They're sound translations from poems that Philip read aloud. And I'm forgetting the poet. Do you remember?
Milana Markovic.
Okay. Milana Markovic. All right, and I did kind of two versions that. So one. Don't be scared. Udon, palm over, decry. Jim and Scene scored the night. The moon hits the terrace like a knife, but the terrace is soup. Out to mobile, democratic picture. Readily we come and readily we go. Stellar light, cellular communication. piece it together patiently. Communist rising via stitching proletariat. Exquisite, incredulous, thorough, careful. Take your medicine, maybe today. Tactile is time, but is it literal? I cut the apples each evening, but is this such a virtue? Do we need them every evening? And could someone else cut them? What is the alternative to my repetition? 2. Self-translation. Don't be stressed. It will apple turnover. Tomorrow night, I will pour hot water over tucked-in limbs. At the restaurant, the woman in charge of the show ladles broth. Each bundle, a character sent out. The moon hits the terrace like a knife, but the terrace is soup. Mobile, a democratic picture. Not readily we come, not readily we go from north to south and east again. Wouldn't it be stellar if we could piece it together patiently? I miss being able to be patient. There is always a return. Katie visited New England Quilt Museum. A rabbit and a moon stitched in line as one proletariat. Exquisite schedules, thorough, careful, take your medicine today. Tactile is time, but is it literal, the mill girls in their communist manifestos, those who had never heard of Marx? I think I'll do one or two more. I've been thinking a lot about time in Motley, and slamming my finger in a door like 2 months ago has been a fantastic measure of time. So that is in a lot of poems from the past 2 months. Slammed my finger in the door, will lose the nail that was me. Saw a skunk in the yard and it vanished like they do. Get lost in the A-B. Philip said, I'm like a lost student, trying to catch up before the bell rings. My hip pain is spiking, wish I could shed an eyelash like a wink after the moment's over. Falling back on love is more regrowth, rewind, and I think that cancerous regression is why some got a little jumpy. Redo after Mercury retrograde, or maybe it's still going. Wanted a matcha or a jump to the system, but didn't want to be more late than I had already shaped myself to be. The mind fixates on what it needs. Groceries are never done, even though now it doesn't need them. One magnolia tree was majority shedding in the park, while another all still closed, only 8-10 blocks away. Tasted magnolia on vanilla ice cream, in both syrup and smooth leaf. They said, like ginger, though, so I mostly tasted ginger, in addition to magnolias not containing poison. Look up men's pants, boys' shoes, pause to buy and yet so. They are cheaper than adults. Useful hack for when the tariffs kick in and all the wines rot. Nail ages in purple decree, a little more each hour, rafted settling of time. A murmur behind, a shame in lateness and ending, appeasing the line toward, appeasing the line forward and back again, floating in the sand, a rocking or a reset, repugnance in the dream. And I will do one more. All right. I arch my back, raise notebook to see if it lessens back pain. Danny is in Massachusetts. Hannah was somewhat cold, but only slightly. My car is braking broken, it's not worth anything more. So I hide it in the city, unregistered, incognito. I often am scared to think thoughts or imagine these days, especially when asked. Blank fog, gaping memory is common, they say. End of the gap is a trickster. Tomorrow I will walk to Fort Greene, write a poem, score a basket in a game. The revolution is buying groceries, Mish said. No, tell me it's secret, or tell how it's wrong. Processing time is all time. Process the grief, eat the behind and timing, and so protest, a minute's loss. If I am time, then what are you?
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. That was a really terrific night. I love you all. I love Alice Notley. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, poets. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Motley Ensemble, Global and Intergalactic. Good night.